Hey guys, Craig Ripley here. Welcome once again to Living Off the Slab. Now you may notice that right back here I've got some visitors out here in my backyard, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. What we're going to talk about is this new boot that I picked up, and that is the Alpine Stars Tech 7 Enduro with DryStar. Before I get going too far in this video, let me tell you that it's not going to be a full review because I have not had a chance to ride in the boot yet. I'm basically going to give you my initial impression on this boot and tell you why I decided to go with it and what the difference is between this new Tech 7 and the boots that I was riding in before. The reason I decided to upgrade my boots is because if you've been watching my channel, you know that I had a little get-off about 5 weeks ago while riding the Mid-Atlantic BDR. My bike lost traction, slid out from underneath me, and I ended up breaking my left foot and had to come home in a U-Haul truck. So those videos of that story are out there if you want to go back and watch them. But basically, because of that, I decided I needed something that was going to offer a little bit more protection than what I had before. The boot that I was riding in when I broke my foot was this one right here. And this is the TCX X Desert Adventure boot with Gore-Tex. So it's a waterproof boot. And this is the boot that I took up to Alaska with me, and the one that I've been riding for, well, probably about the last 5 years. I bought these in 2015, I believe it was. So as I said, this boot has done great up to this point, kept me dry and did everything that I wanted it to do. It's a very comfortable boot, easy to walk in. So the problem with this boot is that it doesn't offer a lot of lateral protection. Right, as you can see, I can just push the sides of this boot in right here, and I can just fold it over like this, which is basically what happened to me on this trip. My boot got caught between the foot peg and my frame of the bike, and so as the bike came over, it basically did this to my foot and ended up breaking my fourth metatarsal. So we want something that is going to prevent that from happening in the future. Now, to get better protection, I could have gone straight to something like the Alpine Stars Tech 10, which from what I understand is about the best boot you can get on the market if all you want is protection. It is a pure motocross boot, and it's going to protect you, again, better than just about anything out there. However, for me, I am not motocross racing. I am touring, right? I am out riding a little bit off-road, but we're also doing long days on the road. We're getting off, we're walking around, and also we end up riding through long days in the rain. So I don't want something that isn't waterproof, right? I've been through the cold, wet feet thing, and that's just not good. So after doing a lot of research, I ended up giving this, the Tech 7 Enduro with DryStar, a try. Now the boot runs about $420, so it's going to be an expensive try if I end up not liking it. However, again, I think it's worth it to get that added protection. Well, let me show you some of the things on this boot. Right, first of all, if you look on the inside of this boot, on the medial side, you can see all of this extra hard protection in here. This boot just, it hardly folds at all. And you saw on that other boot how easy it was to just fold the top over. Well, there's no way I can do this without just really applying a ton of pressure to this boot, right? Just the lateral protection here is so much superior. Now the main difference between the Enduro version that I have here and the normal motocross version of this boot is that on the Enduro version we have this rubberized sole with tread, right, that allows you to more easily walk and get a good grip. Now it's also my understanding that this center section of the sole of the boot can actually be replaced. So that's where you would be standing, you know, like on your pegs a lot. So if that does wear out, you can send it back to Alpine Stars and they can put a new piece in. So this boot comes with, you notice, 4 buckles on here versus the 3 that was on my other boot. So again, it's going to be a little bit more secure, and also it comes with a really nice buckle system that is very, very easy to hook up. And supposedly, right, that actually will help shed mud. So if you get mud and things in there, that just pops right out of there. The mud will come out, and then you can just pop it right back in. You'll also notice how much taller this Tech 7 is than my old boot, right? Offering, well, several inches here of additional height and additional protection. Right? And the DryStar here goes almost all the way up to the top. It stops about 2 inches from the top there. But again, that is still higher than what I was getting in the old boot. So if I open this boot up, you can really see how high that gaiter goes up in that boot. Now, of course, there are going to be some downsides to going with a boot like this. One is weight, right? This boot, right, the TCX, it weighs in at 3 pounds, right? The new Alpine Stars Tech 7, well, it's 4.5 pounds. So it is going to offer more protection, but it is going to come at the cost of heavier weight. Now, in addition, because of the extra protection on it, this boot is not going to be as flexible either. In fact, some people say they have a hard time shifting their bike in it. But I think that basically I just have to get used to it. I have to figure out how to make this thing work. I haven't had a chance to ride in it yet, but I have walked around in them, went out in my yard and took a little stroll a few times just to get used to everything. And I think the boot's going to work just fine. The right one is extremely comfortable for me, and it's fairly easy to walk in. The left one, it does hurt a little bit, again, because my foot is still swollen on that one side. But again, that will go away, and I think the boot will end up being very comfortable for me on my left side as well. So, now, one other thing that I did notice as I was walking around in these boots is that it's probably going to be a little bit hotter or a little bit warmer of a boot. And it makes sense. It's a heavier boot. It's going to offer more protection. So it's going to be a little bit thicker, a little bit beefier. And the DryStar probably isn't quite as breathable as the Gore-Tex goes. But again, I'm going to put up with those things, right, because I want that extra protection. So as soon as I get the okay from the doctor, which I hope is going to be in the next week or so, I'll give these things a try out on the bike, see how they do, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know how easy it is to shift in, to brake, to walk around in, so forth. But so far, I am very impressed with the quality of the boot. I think that they seem to fit very well for me, and they seem to be comfortable. So I'm looking forward to giving these things a try. All right, gang, thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified when new videos come out. And please take a look at different ways that you can help to support this channel and keep these videos coming. Right? You can buy my little ebook, buy a t-shirt. I have some self-guided tours that you can download for just $1 a day on these tours. And also you can become a Patreon and help support us on a monthly basis. In fact, I just did a little extra video on how I'm progressing in my injuries that's only available to Patreon supporters. So thanks a lot, guys. Again, I really appreciate it, and remember, get out there and ride and live your dreams.